Hey everybody. Well, I'm out and about, and just about to be out and about. Just about to go do some running around, and it was a nice weekend of road tripping, and I don't know. I was just thinking about, you ever, meet people that are just like hard to get on why they do the things that they do? Okay, well, you know how I was like helping out at like a flower shop and stuff like that over the past couple of years? Well, I've stopped since last year because, the first time I tried, she was, a little late in, giving me a couple of bucks for helping out and stuff like that. So I was just like, whatever, things happen or whatever, it's okay, Chantel. That's her name, Chantel, right? And so then this year I tried to do it again, like help her out when it gets really busy, like in the seasonal or whatever, and I try and help her or whatever. And so I only helped out one day, the 1st of December, and then I was like, okay, whatever, she'll just, obviously she doesn't need any more help, and she'll just, give me a couple of bucks, by Christmas or whatever, I'm not gonna bother her too much, whatever, is just helping out. And no, it took months and months and months, and I just got it at the beginning of April. Yeah, so I was just like, Chantel, like, you got beef or something, man? Like, I don't get this. But then what I don't get either is that sometimes I'll see her, right? And she'll give me like free stuff and stuff. I mean, like, one of the places I'm going today, if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't have started the membership yet, maybe. Like, I wanted one, but, it's just procrastination or whatever, getting those store memberships and stuff like that. But I'm glad that I have it. And I've obviously kept it up ever since, But, but at least you got it started. But I just don't get that behavior, like, where you do stuff like that, like, or you just think it's, months and months and months, you don't, you ask for some help, and you give a denomination that, here, if you help me out, and then someone does it, and then you don't give them that for like months and months and months and months, because it was like in the beginning of April when I finally got it. So I was like, what the heck, I work one day in December, and it took that long to get that. But you know what, she did one December give me a membership to a store, which got that started. So I mean, there's a positive in that, right? But seriously, sometimes I want to say, you got beef, Chantel? Like, I don't get it. But then when I see her, she'll give me like free things or stuff like that, So I'm just like, why do you do that? But I guess maybe that's how she wants to do it. But some people are just like that. I don't really know why. But you know what? Whatever. Anyways, got me thinking, because the other day I seen her, and she gave me, I was getting a bunch of flowers, and she gave me some free, and I was just like, whoa, interesting. Why you behave in that manner? But whatever. Sometimes I want to say that, but then other times her behavior kind of counteracts all that. But yeah, so I'm off and out and about, and I usually sit here for a little bit, because one time I was around here and about to leave, and there was like a weird person, with their truck and stuff like that, and I didn't realize what they were doing, and I guess when I was coming into the garage, I realized that there was someone yanking at there was a little wire moving, but I didn't think anything of it, but that should have been my first, like, heads up that something was going on. I kind of got, sometimes I get too comfortable thinking that, I just slough it off and keep on doing what I was doing. And one time I came out and there was someone in a truck that was pulling at the wires that are connected to, like, the building and stuff like that. And I was just like, that's really weird. And it's one of those weird ones that was, wearing something to make them look like they had business to be here, but it was all fake and bullshit, easily bought at a Walmart or something, but yeah, so you gotta be careful and watch that. But I'm smart. Sometimes I let my guard down and stuff like that happen, so I always sit here for a little bit. So I just thought I'd run this little video while I sat here. But I do have things like, stuff like this, those are like those little, you put those little tracker things inside the little pouch and you hook them to your bags and stuff like that. So, that way, if I ever get lost, then hopefully I can be founded. There's other things. I think those things are smart nowadays. Technology is not always the greatest, but because weirdos can get to people a lot easier with all the technology that's around. But there's stuff like that if you can keep up to date, that you'll be okay. And I think that's great, because at least it's a lifeline, hopefully, and ever needed. So yeah, anyways, I was just sitting out here because I always sit out here for a few minutes, and before I go, just in case there's something strange going on like before, because I should have noticed when that wire was moving on top, and I noticed it, but I didn't think anything of it. I guess maybe I thought there was kids around or something like that, something else was happening. But then when I opened up the garage door, and then I heard something, but I didn't really know. But it wasn't until I edged out with the car, and I noticed there was somebody there, and a truck, and an old beat up truck. It was kind of, anyways, it's just weird. And he was just putting on a little show, like as if he had business to be there, like some sort of worker or something, but he wasn't. I'm not dumb, but I wasn't born yesterday, as I say. But yeah, anyways, and then I thought about where I'm going, and the other day's incident with her, Chantel, giving me some free stuff, and I not all, but some free stuff, and I'm like, I guess that pays back for not giving me that little bit of money that you said you would if I helped her out, months later, I mean, like December the 1st to like the beginning of April, like that's weird. But yeah, it's weird. But yeah, anyways, that's a long time. And so then sometimes I want to say, you got beef? But then she does other things like that. It's like, I don't know how to address that. So I just don't. Just like chalk it up as everybody is different, Everybody has a way about them, and characteristically. You just kind of leave it, so long as it doesn't really affect me, then just leave it at that and just know arm's length. Because it's just too much drama. Anyways, I'm gonna get my day started, and yeah, talk to you later. Oh, and make sure that if anything, seeing that I'm out here, if anything ever happens, that I've got these tracker things attached to my bags and in things and everything. So if I ever get lost, you can find me, okay? See you guys later.